Hello, I am going live, and this is Discontent in Woodbridge. Yes, Discontent in Woodbridge. This is where I complain about Woodbridge and stuff around the area, and if anything, this probably affects everyone who's going through it right now. Let's just say you have Post Nasal Drip, like I do, and you are trying to see a doctor. You can't. I set up everything with the insurance, and the insurance guy was very nice. Talked to me, helped things through, and everything else. Called the doctor, and this is after setting it up. And mind you, the day before, I was running around trying to find somewhere to go. All the urgent cares were packed. They had lines through the building. And, I went there. Chances are I'd be mixed with the patients who have COVID, which I will mention later. And it surprises me that they don't have a special COVID facility, after 2 years of this virus, that they're still mixing people with COVID going to an urgent care who might have a knee problem or a foot problem. I don't know. It just beats the hell out of me. But, it's, even though the hospital does split it, but if you have a regular cold or post nasal drop, I would say, you're mixed with people who have COVID for the COVID screening, at least to my understanding. So, what do? I'm going to start by Monday. I'm going to start by Saturday. Saturday, wind up sick. Christmas, wind up sick. Sick, can't do anything. Sunday, bad shape. Monday, I'm thinking, okay, I gotta go to the doctor. My fiance wants to take me. I got upset, because I couldn't find anywhere to go. Everywhere where I went, it was packed. Sure, to my stupidity, I could have got in somewhere today, but it's just icing on the fence or whatever the hell it is. I got upset. Driving around everywhere, busy lines, everything else. Seeing wherever I went, there was a line that was down there, and there was another line, and there were lines forming all to see doctors. I don't know if many of them were out of town or not. Who knows? But we live in an overpopulated area where there's not enough healthcare workers to take care of a lot of them, especially with the mean side break of a pandemic. So, I give credit to the healthcare workers for it, but, it's just ridiculous that they don't develop a special COVID area for, people with COVID, rather than mixing them with people who may have, regular colds or, well, I'll get to this in a second. Mixing them with, like, I don't know. It's like they need. It's like I don't know. I shouldn't be saying whatever, but it's like, you mix them. It should be like, are you have mild symptoms? Do you have the fever? Do you have all these symptoms? Are you in very bad shape? Are you in okay shape? I don't know. It's like, the fact is, I couldn't see a doctor save my life if I was in a matter. And I had to go through CoVid screening, which not in bad shape. Like I say, I just have Post Nasal Drip. I have to rely on the over-counter medication to take care of the situation because, no doctor has been helping me. Not even a video chat, which I'll get to that in a little bit. But I'll get to that right now. After the driving around, I set up the insurance. I called the doctor, and I'm trying to get, whatever. I go to a pharmacy, and they say, I go through the process. I sign up to get the CoVid test. Because, that's what I gotta do, for whatever reason. They say, oh no, we don't do CoVid tests over here. You gotta go somewhere else. Hands up in the air. I'm like, okay, here we go. Never got that accomplished. Even though I signed up in the computer that said, the test would be there. And apparently, I can't, do drive-through. I gotta schedule it. And even if I schedule it, it's crap. So, anyway, I go to the library, try to put this fiasco behind me. Mind you, the urgent cares are all packed, and this is this area. Everyone's lining up sick now. Tis the season to get sick. Like I say, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. Yes, a little sound effects. I put, the thunder and lightning one. But, I mean, mind you, like putting the hands up in the air, driving around one day, called up, set up the appointment. I ask, I have a cold. Could you take care of it? Could you see me? Well, one doctor said I can't see you unless you get a COVID test. How am I going to get a COVID test if I have to drive around places? I went to the other doctor. The other doctor says, sorry, I can't see you if you have a cold. You can't see me if I have a cold. I understand COVID is going on and, the COVID variant and Omicron or whatever and stuff like that, but not even a telehealth session. Excuse me for my drinking coffee right now. But I have to say, well, that explains it. No, I don't. I'm not in bad shape like that. But I'm just saying. It's just times like that. And what people are thinking, he got no. That's just natural gas right there. You just gotta accept it. But I'm just saying. That was my statement to whatever I felt towards the situation. So, go on and say, you know what? I'm gonna go, do my part. Go to, doesn't even accept with a cold. Well, hands up in the air, what do? Luckily, day before, my fiance said, hey, how about you take this Mucinex? Basically, my fiance, who is not a doctor, gave me more advice on how to treat this cold and is taking care of me, bending, going overboard, trying to help me more so than any doctor would. I'm just saying. And no offense on the doctors, they do a good job. They're helping many people out during COVID, but the ones that I saw, or ones that I called, they weren't helping, and, they sent them to the people go to the hospital for last resort, which I had to, went to in the morning, and then they said they're going to put me in a tent with people who have it, and I would be exposed to COVID. Now, I have a Post Nasal Drip. Congestion, Post Nasal Drip, starting to go away. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want to be exposed to COVID? And, they're ready to put me in the tent. I'm like, no, I'm not going. I refuse treatment. I gotta take a stand. Yeah, if it does get worse, and then whatever, then yeah, but I have Post Nasal Drip. The fact that I could have found a doctor, but it's just like when you're going to jail. I'm going to do a comparison. You go to jail for stealing tires, you're going to wind up stealing the car after you get out. It's just an analogy. No pun intended. It's an analogy saying you could go in for a post-nasal drip, wind up with COVID, Omicron, COVID Delta, COVID whatever, CoVid disaster, all because I had Post Nasal Drip. So you know what? I'm sorry. I'm very disappointed. I give credit for people who are helping now and who are working this system. They're not prepared for CoVid, but they're mixing people in who may not have it with others, and it's just not a good sign. It's like you gotta be more organized. If you have it, you gotta clear cut. But I don't get it. Before, when you had a cold, you could go take care of and everything else, so on and so forth. Now you can't do that anymore. Especially with Omicron, whatever, and Delta, and a lot of other bull crap. The fact of the matter is, I've been vaccinated twice, haven't got my booster shot, and I'm planning on getting my booster shot after all this crap. Even if I do, it still wouldn't matter, because, I still had a doctor that said, hey, I'm not going to see you, and so on and so forth. So, you know what? Like I say, doctors make decisions, they get pushed onto the hospital, and so on and so forth. Travesty of this is, I could have been seen, but there's always stipulations involved with the matter. Excuse me for sneezing. Like I say, I'm going to end this podcast basically reshaping how I do things with next year. News with Joe Vexter usually would have focused on finance, but after this, I am going to focus on one thing. I'm going to focus on CoVid. I'm going to focus on giving unfair stories of CoVid. On the news with Joe Baxter, he's not looking forward to it. And had a discussion, and he's not looking forward to it. We're not looking forward to it. But, you gotta report the news on however it is. And, yeah. That's how it's gonna be. This is gonna be my last podcast with this show for the year. So, Happy New Year. I'm gonna do the Joseph Vivaldi podcast, where I'm not gonna talk about discontent. I'm going to talk about what's coming up in the new year. and wrapping up on what's going on now. So have a good night. Or I should say good morning rather than night. Have a good day. And this is Discontent in Woodbridge, New Jersey. See ya.